If you're hearing this right now, it's not by chance. There's something bigger at work, something aligning in ways you might not fully see yet. Have you ever felt that quiet stirring in your soul, that deep knowing that something great is about to happen? Maybe you can't explain it, but you sense it. Changes are moving in your favor. Doors are opening, and a shift is coming. Let me tell you, when God is about to release a powerful blessing in your life, He always sends signs first. And today, I'm going to reveal the 7 signs that show you're on the verge of receiving something incredible from God. Stay with me until the end, because the 6th sign is the most important of all. This moment, right here, is part of a divine plan. You weren't meant to miss this message. Every step you've taken, every challenge you've faced, has been preparing you for what's coming. Sometimes we get so caught up in our struggles that we fail to see the signs God is placing in our path. But trust me, He never stops guiding you. There are no coincidences, only divine appointments. You are here because you are meant to hear this. Take a moment and think. Have you felt a shift in your life lately? Have you noticed patterns, signs, or moments that feel like they are leading you somewhere new? Maybe you've been experiencing unexpected delays, or perhaps you've been feeling an unshakable sense of peace, even in uncertainty. Maybe people have been speaking into your life in ways that resonate deeply, or you keep seeing reminders that seem too precise to be random. These are not just accidents. They are signals from above, preparing you for what's ahead. So, I want you to do something powerful right now. If you believe that God is moving in your life, if you are ready to receive what He has in store, I want you to write in the comments, "I receive." Speak it out, declare it over your life. There is power in words, and when you affirm your faith, you align yourself with the blessings that are coming your way. Are you ready? Because what's ahead is bigger than anything you've imagined. If you're feeling something shifting deep within you, a sense of unease that you can't quite explain, understand that this isn't just your imagination. It's the first and most crucial sign that God is preparing you for something greater. This deep restlessness, this urge to move, to change, to step into something new, is not random, it's divine. God never calls us to stay stagnant. When He's about to bring a breakthrough, He first makes us uncomfortable where we are. You may suddenly feel dissatisfied with things that once made you happy. What used to feel right now feels out of place. This is because God is awakening something within you, nudging you forward. Moses felt this before God called him to lead the Israelites. He lived years as a prince of Egypt, but something inside him never felt settled. Deep in his spirit, he knew he didn't belong there. And when the time came, God moved him from the palace to the wilderness, where he would eventually be positioned for his true calling. If you're feeling this kind of unrest, know that you are being prepared for something bigger than yourself. It might not make sense now, but trust that this discomfort is necessary for your growth. Then, almost without warning, the second sign appears. Doors that once seemed secure begin to close. You might lose a job you depended on, a relationship you were certain of might come to an unexpected end. A plan you were working toward suddenly falls apart. It may feel like everything is unraveling, but in reality, this is divine intervention. When God is about to do something new, He will first remove the things that no longer serve your purpose. It might hurt. It might not make sense. But later, you will realize that what felt like a setback was actually a setup for something better. Think about a person who loses their job unexpectedly. At first, they feel lost, questioning why this happened. But then, that same loss forces them to pursue something new, something they never would have considered had they remained comfortable. Maybe they start their own business. Maybe they discover a talent they had ignored. And looking back, they realize that if that door had never closed, they would have never stepped into the purpose God had waiting for them. Sometimes God has to push us out of our comfort zones to get us to where we truly belong. As you navigate these shifts, You might notice another painful but necessary sign. People start leaving your life. Friends who once felt close suddenly grow distant. Relationships that once seemed unshakable begin to fade. You may wonder why. This is happening, but the truth is that when God is elevating you, not everyone is meant to go with you. Some people are only assigned to certain chapters of your life, and when that chapter ends, they have to leave. This is the third sign divine. Separation. God removes certain people not to punish you, but to protect you. There are relationships that might be holding you back without you even realizing it. There are friendships that, if continued, would hinder your spiritual and personal growth. So when people begin to walk away, don't chase after them. Trust that God is clearing the way for new divine connections. He is making space for people who will align with your next season. And then, something extraordinary begins to happen. You start noticing signs everywhere. Maybe it's a recurring dream that feels so real you can't ignore it. Maybe it's certain numbers that seem to appear repeatedly, like seeing 1111 or 333 constantly. Maybe it's hearing the same message over and over from different sources, as if the universe is echoing something specifically for you. This is the fourth sign divine confirmation. When God is about to move in your life, He will start speaking to you through symbols, messages, and dreams. Joseph in the Bible experienced this. God gave him dreams that revealed his future long before it happened. Those dreams guided him even in his most difficult seasons. If you've been having repeated dreams, seeing recurring signs, or feeling a deep sense of knowing about something, don't dismiss it. These are not coincidences. They are divine messages preparing you for what's ahead. And yet, right when things seem to be aligning, you face the fifth sign challenges. Unexpected difficulties arise. Maybe your finances take a hit. Maybe conflicts appear out of nowhere. Maybe you feel like you're being tested in every area of your life. This is not random. Before every great blessing, there's always a period of testing. This is where many people give up, thinking that the struggle means they're on the wrong path, but in reality, it's the opposite. The storm before the breakthrough is the final stage of preparation. Look at Job. He was a man of great faith, but before God blessed him abundantly, he faced unimaginable trials. He lost everything: his wealth, his health, his family, but he never lost his faith. And in the end, God restored him with even more than he had before. If you're facing battles right now, understand that you are in the final stage before your blessing arrives. The enemy doesn't attack what isn't valuable. If you're under pressure, it's because something great is on the other side. But then, something powerful happens. You feel peace. Despite the challenges, despite the uncertainty, you have an unshakable calm inside you. You should be worried, but you're not. You should be afraid, but something inside you feels secure. This is the sixth and most powerful sign: divine peace. This kind of peace doesn't come from circumstances. It comes from knowing that God is in control. When Jesus and his disciples were on a boat in the middle of a storm, the disciples panicked. But Jesus, he was asleep. Why? Because he knew who was in control. He knew the storm couldn't overpower him. That's the kind of peace God gives when you are in alignment with his will. If you're going through difficulties, but still feel an unexplainable sense of calm, know that this is your confirmation. God has already declared your victory. The storm will pass, and you will come out stronger than ever. And finally, when you least expect it, doors begin to open. Opportunities arise seemingly out of nowhere. People come into your life at just the right time. Suddenly, things that once felt impossible start falling into place. This is the seventh and final sign: divine alignment. When God's timing arrives, nothing can stop it. Every closed door, every delay, every challenge suddenly makes sense. You realize that everything was working together to bring you to this moment. If you've been experiencing these signs, know this: you are not alone. You are being guided, prepared and positioned for something greater. Even when it feels like things are falling apart, trust that they are actually falling into place. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. And if you receive this message, if you feel this truth in your heart, I want you to declare it right now. Write in the comments, I receive. Let your words align with your faith and get ready, because what's coming is bigger than anything you have imagined. If you're recognizing these signs in your life, don't be afraid. This is not a time to doubt, to question, or to resist. This is a time to trust, to lean into faith, and to understand that everything happening right now is part of something much bigger than you can see. God is preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. He is shifting things, rearranging pieces, aligning moments, and guiding you toward a future that is beyond anything you have envisioned for yourself. This isn't just another season. This is the moment where everything changes. This is the transition between who you were and who you are becoming. Think about your life for a moment. Every challenge, every struggle, every setback, it all led you here. The moments that felt unfair, the situations that broke you, the nights you spent wondering why things weren't working out, none of it was wasted. Every single moment, even the painful ones, were shaping you, preparing you, strengthening you for this exact time. Nothing in your past was random. Every experience was designed to equip you with the wisdom, the resilience, and the strength you would need for what comes next. But here's the question. Are you ready for the next level? Are you truly prepared to step into what God has for you? Because here's the truth. Many people see the signs, but few are willing to walk through the door. Many people sense the shift, but hesitate when it's time to take action. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let doubt keep you from stepping into the blessing that has already been prepared for you. If God is moving in your life, if He is closing doors, removing people, stirring your spirit, and sending confirmations, it means one thing: He is calling you higher. He is positioning you for something that requires faith, something that requires trust, something that demands you to step forward, even when the full picture isn't clear. Faith is not about knowing every step of the journey. It's about trusting that even when you don't see the whole staircase, the next step will appear when you need it. It's about believing that even when you don't understand why things are happening the way they are, there is a divine purpose behind it all. It's about understanding that what God has for you is already yours. You just have to align yourself with it. So don't let this moment pass you by. Don't dismiss these signs as coincidences. Don't ignore the changes happening around you. You are being positioned for something greater. And while the path may not always be easy, and while there may be challenges ahead, know this: God never leads you into something without giving you the strength to overcome it. He never calls you into the unknown without providing the guidance and the provision you need. Everything you have gone through was necessary. Every battle, every heartbreak, every disappointment, it was all part of your preparation. You are stepping into a new level, and with it comes new blessings, new opportunities, and new victories. This is not just another phase. This is the shift you have been waiting for, the breakthrough you have been praying for, the confirmation that you are exactly where you are meant to be. So the only question that remains is, are you ready? Because the time is now, the door is open, and what's on the other side is greater than anything you have ever imagined. Step forward with faith, because your moment has arrived. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can take everything you've heard, everything you've felt, and let it pass you by, or you can take action. This isn't just another message, it's an invitation. An invitation to step into alignment with what God is doing in your life. You've seen the signs. You've felt the shifts. Now it's time to respond. The first thing you need to do is talk to God. Ask Him for confirmation. If you've been feeling uncertain, if you've been wondering whether these changes are truly part of His plan, go directly to Him. He is not a God of confusion, He is a God of clarity. He speaks to those who seek Him. Take a moment, wherever you are, and ask, God, is this for me? Are you calling me into something new? Are you preparing me for greater things? And then be still. Listen. Pay attention to what comes next. Because God answers in many ways. Start being more aware of what's happening around you. Be attentive to the signs, the patterns, the little confirmations that may have been there all along, waiting for you to notice. Keep track of your experiences. Write them down. When you see something that resonates with you, when a thought or a message keeps appearing in different ways, take note. Sometimes when we look back, we realize that God has been speaking to us all along, but we were too distracted to notice. And perhaps the most difficult part, don't be afraid to let go of what no longer serves you. Growth requires release. Stepping into a new season means leaving the old one behind. It means trusting that what God removes is not meant for where He's taking you. It means having the courage to close doors that no longer lead to where you're meant to go. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But the moment you surrender and say, God, I trust you more than I trust my own understanding, you step into a life of true faith. So here's my challenge for you. Over the next 7 days, make it a priority to pray, to listen, and to observe how God is guiding you. Start each day with a simple prayer. God, show me the way. Reveal to me what you want me to see. Give me the wisdom to understand and the courage to follow. Then, throughout the day, pay attention. Notice the people you interact with. Notice the thoughts that come into your mind. Notice the situations that unfold unexpectedly. Write them down, reflect on them, and at the end of the 7 days, look back. You will start to see patterns. You will start to see how God has been speaking to you in ways you never realized before. This is not about waiting passively. It's about stepping into divine alignment. It's about moving forward with intention, with faith, with a heart that is open and ready. God is not holding anything back from you. He is waiting for you to take the first step. So ask yourself, are you willing? Are you ready to embrace the new, to let go of the old, to step fully into what God has prepared for you? If you are, then start now. Start today. Because everything you've been waiting for is already set in motion. It's time to step into. If you've recognized these signs in your life, take a deep breath and understand this. God has something big in store for you. This is not just another moment, another message, another passing thought. This is divine confirmation. Everything you've been experiencing, every shift, every challenge, every door closing, and every unexpected change has been leading you here. Nothing happens by accident. God is moving, positioning you, preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. He does not stir your spirit for no reason. He does not give you restlessness, remove people, or shake your foundation without a purpose. If you have been seeing these signs, it is because you are being called into a new season, a new opportunity, a new chapter of your life. This is the time to believe, to trust, and to prepare yourself for what is coming. Because great things are on the horizon. Bigger blessings than you expected. Answers to prayers you've been holding onto for years. Breakthroughs that you didn't even see coming. But you must be ready. You must be in alignment. You must choose. Faith over fear, trust over doubt, movement over hesitation. Let this message sink deep into your spirit. Let it remind you that you are not alone in this journey. God is guiding you every step of the way, even when you can't see the full picture. Every sign, every nudge, every moment of divine peace in the midst of chaos is proof that He is already at work. The question is, will you trust Him? Will you step forward even when you don't have all the answers? Will you say yes to what He has for you, even if it means letting go of what is comfortable? Because what's ahead is greater. What's coming is better. You are walking into a season of purpose, of clarity, of alignment. The things you thought you lost were only making space for something bigger. The obstacles you faced were only preparing you for something greater. And now, you are stepping into a time where everything starts to make sense. So right now, if this message has spoken to you, I want you to do something powerful. Write in the comments which sign resonated most with you. Declare it. Speak it out. Let your faith be known. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, someone who might be feeling lost, uncertain, or in need of clarity, share this message with them. Be the confirmation they have been waiting for. Be the reminder that God is speaking to them too. Big things are coming. Trust, believe, and prepare yourself to receive. Because your time is now.